Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a totally fascinating framework derived from the insights of Sandeep Maheshwari. It's essentially a structured blueprint. Well, actually, scratch that, it's more like a completely different way of living, designed for breaking free from societal expectations and achieving unstoppable success. If you've ever felt stuck, held back, or just completely drained by the pressures around you, you are gonna want to hear this. We're breaking down exactly how to shift your mindset and, more importantly, how to channel that mental shift into real-world results. So get ready, because this framework is going to absolutely challenge how you see your own potential.
Okay, let's dive into this. Sandeep famously points out a really harsh truth. Our greatest affliction isn't physical at all. The biggest disease is worrying about what people will say. In the original Hindi, this is actually a famous, catchy rhyme. Sabse bada rog kya kahenge log. Think about the massive amount of mental energy we waste literally every single day. What's my family going to think? What will my spouse think? What will the world think of me? Honestly, overthinking other people's opinions is practically a full-time job with zero benefits. This paralyzing fear of judgment is the ultimate roadblock to living a fulfilled life. When you constantly worry about what others think, you are quite literally keeping yourself from moving forward. In fact, if people start telling you that you've gone crazy for pursuing your ideas, that's usually your signal that you are finally on the right track. And this perfect visual friction illustrates the root of our daily agitation. It's like a constant, exhausting tug of war. On one side, you have what you genuinely want to do and who you want to become. On the exact opposite side, you have the heavy, relentless demands of the world. What happens is, we end up walking around wearing these distorted glasses of illusion, bending our own reality just to please everyone else instead of honoring ourselves. Trying to satisfy both sides is a battle you simply can't win. And you know what? It just leaves you feeling entirely drained. So how does this framework suggest we fix it? The very first step to resolving this conflict is crystal clear. You have to tune completely into your own internal frequency. You have to actively shut out all that external noise. Stop running, stop panicking, and just listen to your inner voice. Why is this absolutely crucial? Because whatever you firmly believe and listen to today is exactly what you are going to become tomorrow. The world will always try to dictate your path, but your true direction only comes from listening to what is deeply embedded inside of you. And this brilliantly illustrates how Sandeep completely redefines karma. We so often think of karma as this complex, mystical force of the universe, right? But he boils it down to a really simple binary rule. Good karma is simply any action that makes you incredibly strong on the inside. Bad karma is any action that makes you weak, insecure, and fragile. It's really that straightforward. Every single choice you make is actively doing one of these two things. It's either building up your inner fortress or it's tearing it down piece by piece. Which brings us to a deeply personal question. Are you fulfilling your commitments to yourself? Before you worry about keeping promises to your boss, your friends, or society at large, you must keep them to yourself. Rising in your own eyes is the absolute prerequisite before you can ever hope to rise in the eyes of the world. If you can't honor your own word and commit to your own inner growth, well, true success is always going to remain just out of reach. Let's move to our next section. Take immediate, massive action. This is all about turning your inner impulse into reality. So, here is where the true hero's journey begins. Sandeep outlines a very specific 4-step action plan for making this happen. Step 1, you feel that inner impulse, that deep, undeniable spark telling you a certain path is right for you. Step 2, you take immediate massive action. You do not wait for tomorrow, you move now. Step 3, you invest your time and your money into it completely, without fear and without hesitation. And step 4, write it on your walls. Literally put it everywhere so that you actively solidify the thought until it becomes your permanent reality. So the crucial point is, never postpone your inner calling. The exact moment you feel that impulse is the exact moment your life changes. Now, of course, taking massive action doesn't mean the road is going to be perfectly smooth. The harsh reality is that success actually comes from experience. And ironically, experience usually comes from bad experiences. You have to be absolutely willing to embrace the pain of the process. If anyone tells you that your luck is just bad, or that the lines on your hands dictate a life of failure, they don't understand that you have the power to rewrite your own destiny lines. And here's a vital psychological shift. Our brains are often wired to focus on what we lack, right? But flipping that script to focus entirely on what you currently have in this very moment makes you incredibly resilient. That focus alone makes you lucky. Consider the number 1,000. It perfectly represents the sheer volume of persistence required on this path. A true winner isn't someone who never faces defeat. No way. A true winner is someone who will fall down 1,000 times, face 1,000 seemingly impossible obstacles, but will stand up that 1,001st time, dust themselves off, and declare, "I will play." They completely refuse to step off the field. You have to become a true player in the game of your own life. And why is this level of extreme persistence so incredibly necessary? Because of an undeniable, universal law: survival of the fittest. Whether you're living deep in a jungle or navigating the highly competitive corporate ladders of a modern city, you absolutely cannot bypass this rule. You have to elevate your mind, your physical body, your education, and your skills to absolute peak fitness. You need to pursue excellence and absolute capability in whatever it is you are dedicating your life to. Which brings us to an incredibly striking concept: become powerful so the world cannot suppress you. Let's be really clear about what this means. Acquiring this unstoppable power is not about dominating others. It's not an ego trip. It's about building such immense, undeniable internal strength and capability that even if 100,000 people stand against you, they simply won't have the power to shake you. You become completely unshakable in your purpose. When we break down the true sources of guaranteed success, passion, willpower, unique strengths, do you notice a recurring theme here? Every single element originates from the inside. Your success absolutely does not rely on external validation, sheer luck, or outside miracles. Every single tool, every ounce of power you need to conquer your goals is already entirely contained within you, nowhere else. Once you realize your willpower is greater than any problem the world can throw at you, you become practically limitless. When you tap into that internal power, you make a binding commitment. Do it until your last breath. Once you decide to act, you must pursue it relentlessly. You have to tell yourself over and over from the inside, "I have to do this. I have to do this." Let the problems come. Let the pain happen. Let everything you have be at risk. It doesn't matter. If you have the spirit to fight, you will win. This isn't just about trying for a little while. It's about an unwavering obsession to keep moving forward until the very end. I want to leave a provocative thought echoing in your mind today. If this day were the last day of your life, what would you do? Really let that sink in for a second. If you knew, without a single doubt, that you wouldn't wake up tomorrow morning, what massive actions would you take right now so that you could go to sleep completely at peace tonight? Don't wait for the calendar to give you an occasion to live. Stop worrying about what people will say. Tune into your inner voice and start building your undeniable strength today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and take your immediate, massive action.